44 with the long nose, Scott Pippen. Yo, YouTube, another request from one of my upper echelon members. Ballin' is a team sport. Become a member, make the request, and I'll take care of the rest. Now, whether if you have something good or bad to say about K-Sun, it ain't a big surprise that he used to take down scores. It is what it is. That was his hustle. That was his way of life. It all started as a kid, stealing bikes, shoplifting, and we all know those young boys that used to, stay in trouble. And we see how they turned out to be. Stealing clothes from the mall just to get fresh. Taking things was a sport for the kids that parents just didn't have the luxury to afford it. K-Sun came up in an era where he had to fight people for his own. Jackets, sneakers. If someone saw something on you that they wanted, you had to fight just to maintain it. Tompkins Projects is where he made his name. He stepped his game up to home invasions. He and his crew would hit suburban areas for the break-ins. I mean, that only makes sense, right? They would break into homes and get whatever they could find. Money, jewelry, even guns. When he got his hands on his first gun, it just turned him out. When a gun gets into a kid's possession, it could be 10 times dangerous. During the crack era, young hustlers were seeing the most money they ever saw. They were throwing it around like it was nothing. You started to see more German engineering and more jewelry, but it also brought more jealousy. You start hearing more about death and kidnappings. Things got real. More and more dealers went from dope boys to stick-up kids. The life was super fast. You could be up one day and be down the next. In life, you have choices. You can sit around, be broke, hit the block, or get it the legal way. K-Sun chose to get it the ski mask way. He noticed a lot of soft getting money. He saw the Saabs and all the Beamers out there, the Acras. As he took a closer look, he's like, wait a minute. These the same clowns I went to school with. Easy work. He would start running down on cats, slapping them, taking their guns, and that's the worst. Like, how you get your gun taken? He would walk up on dice games and take the whole pot. Easy lick. Like, who you gonna go to, the cops? When he robbed those dealers, he would even take their work. He would go back to the block and give it to his homies to knock it off, cause you already know that wasn't his lane. He had these dudes shook. Like, they didn't want no parts when he walked through. Like, guys would go the other way. Imagine turning around seeing some big that'll knock your head off your shoulders. If you know, you know. Guys heard that 4-4 go off plenty of times. That's a scary sound hearing that go off in the dark. He had a crazy gun collection that he and his boys could pick from every day. He could go to that box, pick out whatever type of gun he wanted to carry that day. Dope boys started to become more aware of the Jack boys, so they started tightening up on security and the muscle. See, K-Sun, he didn't care about none of that. If you thought you was bad, he was gonna challenge you. You had to show him. He went to war with killers over that. 7-minute shootouts, having to hold his man down because he got an empty clip. He didn't come prepared as you. A lot of men didn't make it back. His mindset was just like, that's just how it gets. Now, they used to wait outside of clubs and parties. If they was in the spot, you can guarantee that they was plotting on a Rolex or a chain. They would even catch dudes slipping in the bathroom, robbing dudes on the dance floor, the whole nine. Now, he knew he could catch a player in different ways. He can get the drop through a chick that the guy's messing with. And he don't even have to hit the chick or have any type of relationship. He can get it with just a simple conversation. Most people unintentionally leak information. He could be like, yo, such and such, got it going on. That's my man. She'd be like, oh, you know him? He'd be like, yeah. I love how he decked his crib out. She like, yeah? That one on 145th? Boom. There you go. Now, all he has to do is ride around and see where his car is parked. Next thing you know, he's tied up with guns in his crib. And he had no picks. When celebrities came to town, that used to be the jackpot. He caught Buffy from the Fat Boys slipping. He took his chain and told him to say a rhyme. Like, okay, you got the man's chain and all that, but did you really have to humiliate the guy? But that's what he used to do. He used to humiliate you and torture drug dealers. But he definitely ate well off the stick-up game. Majority of the stick-up kids just look good with a nice lay or jewelry on, but they ain't have $1 in their pocket. From the looks of it, you thought they was getting money, But when the burner was in your face, it was too late. K's son started to walk around with his chest out, renting out limos to go out and have a ball. $10,000 cables around his neck. Walking around with so much jewelry on. When he would be arrested, someone would have to come and pick up the jewelry. It was just too much. But don't let the fly shit fool you. He'll tuck in his chain and get busy. With him in that type of lifestyle, shaking and moving, constantly having to look over his shoulder. You would see him and it would always look like he was just in a rush. Wearing a bulletproof vest when he would leave the crib. Just uncomfortable taking it everywhere you go, especially in the summertime. Knowing you have people that want revenge for themselves, their brothers, their cousins. You have to be very careful. You have to move very smart. Even though this man was fearless, if you caught this guy without his gun, it wasn't over, unlike most people, because he knew how to fight. He was putting hands and feet on people on the street and behind bars. He did a couple bids on Rikers standing on 10. He ran into a few faces that was on the receiving end of his gun, so he definitely had to keep a banger. In 1988, he was found dead in his apartment, along with a chick. Now, it was that vicious that they even gave her a piece of the action. I mean, you can tell it was an inside job. He couldn't get to his tool in time. With him not having it close by, tells you that he was around people he was comfortable with. I mean, it did happen in his apartment. It happened where he laid his head. Death comes with smiles, handshakes, and hugs. If you live by the gun, there's a high chance that you will die by the gun. Like, he lost his life when he was only 23 years old. Like, only 23. Like, it's crazy because, like, during the crack era, he was a teenager. So he was a teenager out there just running wild, just running reckless. Like, look how feared a 23-year-old can get. Like, guys, they couldn't catch you on the street. They had to really get the drop. I don't know if he was followed home, but guys really had to get him in his comfort zone. Like, he stayed on the 12th floor. Like, the guys, they went all the way on the 12th floor just to go get him. And the way he was living, like the way his lifestyle was, he was giving everyone a piece of the action. So if you've done things to a lot of people, which he have, it's gonna make it hard to pinpoint where the smoke came from. Because there's a lot of people that you've done things to, a lot of people just seeking out revenge. So that's what makes it hard. You a stick-up kid, you did a lot of bad things to a lot of people, so it's kind of impossible to kind of pinpoint where it came from. But you already know, people. Thanks for tuning in tonight. I appreciate all the support. Don't forget to hit the like button, show love. That's all I ask for. Subscribe if you're new, turn the notifications on so you don't miss out on the content. And then y'all gotta go tune into my last video. My last video, man, y'all sleeping on that. So, go check that out. And if y'all don't got nothing to do, check out the playlist, man. But y'all take care. I'm out.